everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Cassandra and Aaron show one more time. Hey. Oh my God. Last week was like awesome. It was like phenomenal. It was over the top. It was real. It was juicy. And it was just so real, right? Don't you agree?
Yes.
Let's just jump in. It was live. It was live. I didn't get anything bad about the show. There was just some questions that somebody had. They wanted me to ask you.
Okay.
Some young women wanted me to ask you, so we're gonna ask you some questions.
Okay.
I looked at the tape. I was going over the tape, but you, my heart was heavy. I carried you like the whole like week. You know, y'all pray for me because I get emotional, right? And because I felt your pain, I felt your hurt. And you're still going through.
Right.
You're a young African woman, beautiful, with 11 kids. That's not easy.
I was just saying that before I left my house, and I was telling my kids to get some things together. I said, you know what? A lot of black women don't have, this is not what they want. They don't want to see this in the community. Especially when you're not out here and you're not on drugs and cracked out. They wanted to see me fall in those circumstances that I was talking about last week. And they're upset. The devil is mad because he ain't had the control to drive me where he wanted me to be at. Was a deterrent for black women, not a strength, not being strong and to empower them. So I'm just thanking God and thank you so much for this platform to speak on. And I'm an open person, so please, whatever questions that they might have, if it's going to help somebody along their way, I am happy to answer them.
Rashida, and people don't know when I look at you, and I said, this woman has came a long way.
Right.
She have overcame prostitution.
Right.
Give a hand for her for that. Because you know they say that once you get in, you can't get out.
Right. Once a hoe, always a hoe.
And that was one of the questions. But we're gonna say that. Let me do the introductions, right? You came to Ohio Media School.
Right.
You graduated with honors.
Yes, I did.
With your kids.
Right.
You have your kids here right now with you.
Yes.
Every time you come, you have your kids with you.
At least one or two of them. Mom, can I go? Okay.
And then, like, I'm so used to this, ma'am. I'm so used to this. When my mom came here, and we're so used to it. And they're so mannerable.
They are. They're
and then
really
you
good
have
kids.
Kids that's on the radio.
I do. My son just left to LA this week, like 2 days ago. So I'm like really petrified. He does music.
Okay.
And I like his music. I support it because it's not out here promoting like all of this violence and drugs and stuff like that. And you don't get that a lot from African American men. The week before last, we were meeting with the mayor down there at the Wear Orange rally, and he performed a spoken poetic piece.
Amazing.
So,
I'm
nervous.
But you know what? You deserve it. And I'm going to be praying for him to get every record deal, every blessing that you lost out there in the world, that your kids, every kid inherited, so they could be a great blessing for you. Out of all them 11 kids, one of them going to be a blessing. One of them going to be a blessing.
I think over blessed. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm praying for over blessings. My other son, he's a dancer. His career is doing good. My daughter, she makes a 4.0 consistently. She's been doing it for years. I'm so proud of her. And I embrace everything about all of them. My one son, he wants to be a gamer, so I'm the mom who's like, you know what? Let's get you a professional gaming account set up. Whatever sparks you, whatever is your talent, I want them to excel in that area.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so awesome.
It was hard. It was hard. I did come back from all of that, and I lost my son during the road. So after I was in school for a month.
Rashida, hold that thought. Next on the thing, on the panel, we got
beautiful couple.
Frederick and his beautiful wife Dominique. Diamond.
I know.
Oh, it's called Dominique. I was Cedric. I'm getting it all messed up. But I got this beautiful husband and wife. I love them. I chose them because they're young. You see God's hand on them. You see the favor of God on them. And it's nothing wrong with being married. The Bible says
it's a beautiful
it's a beautiful thing to marry rather than burn.
Amen.
And so tell us a little bit of the one question I want to ask you. What did you see in her? Y'all, you told me that you wanted. And what did you see in him that you wanted? I know besides she's beautiful.
So I actually love sharing this story because it kind of became the foundation of our relationship. I see the value in who she was. When I first spoke to her, it wasn't about let's go on a date. I actually asked her to come to church, and I wanted her to go to Barnes and Nobles with me. And I know that may be corny for some people.
Where's your
but
brother at?
Bro,
Where's
man,
your brother at?
Look, what a dad. No, wait, y'all want the brother. What a
What
dad.
daddy at right
So what I wanted, because I knew, first of all, I had to know where God was taking me. So I had to know what the plan and purpose that God had for me.
That's a powerful line.
I knew because of that, I knew that whoever God was preparing me for had to be equipped to be able to be ready for who I am. And so I was preparing for her while I didn't know that she was preparing for me.
Oh, amen. I get that.
And so what I like about it is I approached her like that. Hey, what are your dreams? What are your goals? What do you want to do in life? What do you look forward to do? I mean, of course she's beautiful,
And that's a
but
different approach from
yes,
that.
it's different between beauty and attitude. Because she can be beautiful, but they have an ugly attitude. Now that would turn a lot of people off.
That's right. Amen. That's
And
true.
so when she came, she was very calm. I mean, we ran into a little where it was kind of like, hey, you know, let me know if this is what you want for real, because I'm not out here for no games. And because, you know, coming from previous relationships, you don't want to deal with a lot of stuff you dealt with before.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
so
right. That's true.
That's why I say you ask a lot of questions, you get but to answer that, I just found value in her. We spoke about some very personal things very early in our friendship. And it started with that, and we keep that friendship. We keep the laugh, we keep the jokes. No, we crack on each other a little bit. We have fun. It gets fun, so that's what I found in you.
The key thing that he said was their friendship. He valued their friendship
Yes,
first. And that's where it always started, and that's where it lasts long. I admire that. Y'all got crowns too. I give y'all crowns too.
Fair, keep y'all uplifted, and keep, you know, just God's hand in your life, because some people never get to have that opportunity. And I always pray, you know, you have people out here who are envious and they covet. I pray, like, I'm just like, oh my God, can I get the wedding planner? Like,
listen, what can I do to help y'all?
Right.
You know,
It's a beautiful thing, and we need to see more of it out here in the world.
Can I say
Thank you
something?
so
I
much.
like what she said when she said, I pray for y'all, you know, and as a man, I think it's very good that we cover our wives at all times.
Amen.
Make sure that you cover your marriage and your relationship. Because, you know, you can't allow the enemy to have any footstool in your relationship. And so when you and your wife on one accord, you don't want to accord with God, and so that prevents a lot of situations to happen.
Yes.
So I'm glad you brought that up about prayer.
I'm keep praying for y'all.
Amen.
Marriage is hard
Thank
work.
you so
And
much.
people think they see it and they're like, oh, this is easy.
Right.
Like, it doesn't need prayer. Like, no. God said that you were going to be approached with all kinds of battles. He didn't say that standing by him was going to give you a battle-free pass. That means you under a constant attack. And in your situation, God, the devil don't want to see that happen for you. So you need the hand of God. Just like Jesus had to go into the mountains and pray and continue to be refilled up, so do you, to be able to revitalize and go out here to share your testimony and your spirit with people so that they can understand that marriage is important and it can happen. So
Amen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. Dominique, go ahead and give us something. Diamond. Give me something.
Shine bright like a diamond. That's all you gotta think about. We got you from there. Just think about that song.
Spirit shines bright like a diamond.
Actually, he didn't said it all, but he spoke different to me. He wasn't like, you fine, you beautiful. You know, he spoke different. He asked me, like, what was my goals? Where do I see myself? And one thing that stood out to me, when we used to get together, and he used to say, let's study. And and I'm like, I never had a man who came to me and like, let's study. And then before we do it, he'd be like, let's pray. And I'm like, ain't no man never say that. Ain't no man ever approach me like that. You know? And ain't no man ever say, I believe in you and I can see you doing better. You know, I want to see you be successful and go farther. You know, he was building me up, and he always makes sure he covered me. So I'm like, wow, Lord, what are you trying to say?
Right.
And even before I said I'm going to give my life to Christ, because I already had a relationship with him. Like, I knew of him, but I didn't know him.
Okay.
My husband, he brought me to him.
Amen. God, you
So, God, and that's what I told him last night when we were laying down. I said, I want to say thank you for who you are and who the man that God has called you to be. Because if it wasn't for you, because God used you to bring me to him, you know.
Amen.
So I was just like, just thankful and just blessed. But he just spoke different, and out of all the men that I ever encountered, so I was just
He
like,
spoke to you.
It was like a
Yes.
reflection to you.
Remind me of Jason's lyric.
Yes,
Jason's
yes. Yes, Lord. That is
Tell
so
your
beautiful.
All right, so
Carry on.
I can't believe I'm working this camera, but it's okay.
What are you doing there, lady?
All right, so thank you so much, Diamond. And we have a new person today, Jewel. Julie, right? Jewel.
Yeah, Jewel.
All that. Look,
Jewel
no.
Diamond.
I like what he said. He said, Jewel. Like Diamond and Jewel. Right. Oh, God, Jesus. That's why I love young people. They get you together. All right, I want you to help me to understand. Tell the people your name and where you come from.
Okay, my name is Jewel.
Okay.
I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
All right.
And I relocated to Columbus from Albany, New York. So I lived in New York for 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And traveled a lot, working a lot, and then relocated here. And I've been here now for 4 years.
Okay.
And that's my life.
That's right. And I read your resume. You're professional.
I am.
A professional. And
Yes.
tell the people what you do. I mean, that's important.
yes.
Well, I've done a lot. I just want to say, first of all, none of it without God.
Amen.
I'm a PK.
Okay.
I come from a prayed-up family. My 3 generations. So my grandfather's a pastor, my dad's a pastor, my uncle's a pastor.
Oh,
Everybody's a
God,
minister.
you
So I'm a
got
church
it
girl.
right.
Yes,
Woo!
I'm a church girl. But I'm also the first person in my family to graduate from college, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm really, really proud of that because education is something that my parents stressed, but because they were young parents, they tried to go back to school often when I was younger, but they just couldn't,
Had to work to pay the bills.
And there weren't the
Right.
same programs and stuff available when they were coming along.
That's right,
But
right.
now they really look down, on young people having kids and didn't really support it.
That's right.
So the culture has changed a lot, thank God. Thank God. I have taught for a while. That's my main thing is I'm an educator.
Right,
I'm a
okay.
writer, I'm an educator, I'm a speaker. I've done adult learning. I teach adult GED classes. I'm a high school teacher. But I'm transitioning, so I feel like this came along at the right time because I'm headed into a different direction. I start law school in the fall. Yeah, so a lot of the things that I was frustrated about.
I need a lawyer.
A lot of
I
yeah. A lot of things that I was frustrated about in the classroom and even interacting with people in my life, I realized I always identified with Paul. He was always my favorite character in the Bible, not character, but my favorite biblical personality, I'll put it that way. And it's because I'm really big on justice. I want things to be done right, and I want to really represent and be there for people that are just mistreated. And I cry about it. I have a passion for hurting people that don't have anyone to protect them. And I always thought I was called to the missions field, but growing up,
That's
for
the
me,
missions field.
in the black
Being an
church,
attorney is a mission.
Well, now I know.
That's a big mission.
I know.
That's bigger than Africa.
I think it was because, as a young person, we had missionaries, but they never would go anywhere and do anything. They just sat on the bench and eat, pass out peppermints or whatever. So I was always like, okay, that's not really what I want to do. Yeah, exactly. So what's the mission? Take your gum out your mouth. That's my mission. So I was confused, but I really feel like God has allowed things to happen in my life that have led me to the place I am right now. And what I'm focused on, I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. One of the things I feel like God is working on me, and I was telling them beforehand, is being more transparent about my journey.
All right.
Because my resume, that's not my story.
Amen.
Those are my accomplishments, but I have a story, and I think part of the problem for me has always been because I've been a pastor's kid.
Write a book.
And
That resume is not my story.
That's
That's a book right
That's your
there.
title.
Write it down. Nobody better not take it.
That's hard.
Hands
That's
on.
I'll be right back.
That's
That's a resume, but
Thank
that's
you.
not my
Amen.
story.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not my
ooh,
story.
that's a preach.
Yeah. So
That
a lot
was
of
preach.
times,
Thank you.
I think like because I was a pastor, we were like the leading family. Always trained not to put your business out there because I watch people really abuse people in the church that are in leadership, and so even the struggles I would go through, I would be scared to ask. Who am I gonna ask? My grandpa, my dad, my mom, like all the people that were over me were my family members. So when I did have things that I had trouble with, sometimes I was ashamed. I didn't want to tell them because I didn't want to either stress them out or make them really know that I questioned, and I struggled. And the type of church I grew up in was very legalistic. So, I really believe, I was that kid that believed if you stepped on a crack, you really did break your mom's back. Like, I'm trying not to step on cracks. I'm trying to do everything perfect. And people, without meaning to, they were trying to lift me up. And sometimes what I learned as an educator and as a parent is that we don't teach our kids how to fail. We don't teach people how to fail. Like, we don't want to do that because, you're always taught you can do anything. Well, you can't do
Hold that thought.
everything.
Did y'all hear what she said?
Yeah.
She said she's an educator, she's a writer, she's a teacher, and it's an editor.
Right.
It shows.
It definitely
Yes.
does.
It shows.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Okay. Thank you.
Hold that thought because you're right into what God gave me. All right, and then
Okay.
let's go to China Blue.
Hello.
All right, this is another OMS, Ohio Media School student graduate, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, graduation is July 20th, by the way.
All right.
Yes,
Woo!
yes, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I am so glad and blessed to be here today. My name is China Blue, or just Blue, whatever you're more comfortable with. And yes, I did just graduate from Ohio Media School. Woo woo.
Yes.
Radio broadcasting. But that's not where I started off at. I actually started off in the church doing gospel rap and poetry.
Wow.
I've been writing music as well since I was about 11 years old.
Oh my God.
I just started the process to incorporating my business, getting my trademark, my EIN for Top Notch Royalty Incorporated.
Okay.
So once I got here to Ohio Media School, I met with Dami Hughes, Dill Styles, and DJ Frost, and fell in love with radio.
All right.
So I decided that I wanted to use my business as a platform and my radio personality as a platform to put a message out there. God put a fire in my bones that I can't get rid of, and I'm not trying to. I'm trying to set the world on fire.
Yes.
So I feel like everything that I've been through in the past and everything I'm going through now is to build me up for my strength, because I know, like you three ladies said and the gentleman, you're going to constantly be attacked.
Yeah.
When God has favor on you, you're constantly fighting a battle. So you have to constantly be in prayer and be protected. With that being said, I want to teach my children and other youth under me and around me to do the same thing, because like she said, we're not teaching our children these things anymore. We're afraid. The community, the society just has dulled down our culture. And I'm not afraid to speak up on it, and I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do, to uplift my community. I am big on uplifting the community, because it takes a village to raise our children, and our children are out here lost.
They are.
We got to bring them back. So I want to help to bring back our children and our community and bring back unity and peace within our culture.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
This is a powerful table.
Oh God! Did y'all hear this? And let me tell you, I'm gonna jump right into the meat. All right, y'all know that I wanted to do that because when I view my tape, when I view the tapings, I view it wholeheartedly, right? And there's a lot of stuff when I go back, I said I could have did better.
Right, you're supposed to do that.
And I could do better. And I said, these are some anointed, appointed people, chosen people, handpicked of God.
Amen.
And people need to know why they're handpicked, right? We don't want to just jump right into the book, because even though my book is called Don't Let the Hole Break You, I don't want people to misinterpret that. Because when you get the book, I already got producers coming to me. I want y'all to know that right now, right? But they want me to take God out the book, right? They want the book to be circular, like don't let the hole break you, right? They want to go circular with my book, but I beg to. I'm not going to do that. I'm not compromising. The deal is more money than what I ever had or what I ever seen.
But that's what the devil does for you.
Mm-hmm.
He'll give you everything that you want, so that when it comes to it, you won't do those things.
Right.
And that goes to that exalting yourself. We're not here to exalt ourselves.
Right.
So by any means, God is going to open up the door. It don't matter what the enemy is offering, because he's got a quick way and to fix it. It ain't really
no
fixed.
fix.
It's just nigga rigged, as far as I call it.
Amen.
He's trying to nigga rig my life.
Amen to that. Don't take that bootleg.
You ain't stop what God got going on anyway. So.
Right.
Wait a
We want
minute.
the real deal, not the bootleg.
So
Right.
it's so funny. So anyway, I got spiritual guidance, and I have spiritual coverings and all that good stuff. So when I presented the offer to them, they said, I know you're not taking that, right? I know you're not going that way. So I was like, I didn't even to be honest with you, I didn't even give it a thought. Because let me tell you something, I don't play when it comes to the things of God.
Right.
I might act a little foolish from here and say some things that might not be a little scripture,
What
and I
human?
might go off a little tangent or something. But one thing for sure, you will never get me off my foundation, which is Jesus Christ. And I'm gonna tell you
Amen.
something. He has brought me from a mighty long way.
Amen.
And when you
Amen.
see this woman of God sitting right here in her right mind,
Right.
my right mind,
Amen.
it's a blessing. And you think I'm gonna turn my back on God? The enemy
Hallelujah.
tried to attack my mind coming at my mom's womb. He's always been attacking my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. And recently, like 2 years, he attacked it again. You think I'm gonna go back and turn my back on God when God
Right.
still got, and I can still say your name, I can still say hello. I ain't bipolar. I mean, I don't hear voices and all that kind of. And I'm not trying to put nobody down.
Right,
And
right.
schizophrenia, and I ain't on no medicine. You got to be crazy.
Right.
I know my God, and I'm telling you, when I
He's
tell you
gonna work it
I
out.
know him, I know him. So no, I will never.
It's going to be a good network. God is going to open up every single door, because, like you said, everybody here is handpicked. God has placed them here for the reason. And the season is right. Like you said, this is my season. This is my time. It reminded me of that song. This is my season
Hey.
for grace,
Yes.
for favor.
That's what's
That was right there. We got the
Okay.
favor of the Lord at this table, and He's going to
Oh.
prosper it, because the heart is in the right way. The
Amen.
message needs to be had. So of course, like the devil came to offer Jesus everything that he could offer him, you can't give me what God already has for
Yes.
me, and walk
Amen.
in that.
Amen.
So we're going to continue to walk in God's grace and mercy, because we know that He already has opened up the doors that the devil is claiming he can open up faster.
Amen.
It's happening on God's time and
Amen.
not on
Not
our
on your
time.
time.
Amen. Thank you for that, Rashida, and I know that, right? But I just want you to know is that I wanted y'all to shine, because there's too much negativity out there on TV, on cable, radio.
Right.
It's too much negativity, and I'm sick of portraying us as negative men and women
Right.
of God.
Yes.
Right? When we got God, we should represent the best way we know how.
Amen.
Now
And
let's
that's
jump.
what I love about you.
Oh, thank you, Rashid. Let's jump, and I love you too. Let me just jump right in, right? Let me ask you this, because you were so raw. Get on this. You were so raw on last week,
Right.
and I went home and I said to the Lord, now I said, God, I don't think I could have been that raw. I have kids. I'm gonna be honest. I'm 53, so y'all are like 20 years younger than me, right? But I wanted, because I came from an era where secrets is secrets.
Right.
What stays in the home,
Right.
what goes on in the home stays in the home, and you dare not to say a word.
Right.
I didn't start releasing my secrets till I was about 50 years old. I'm 53, right? That's kind of deep. I held a whole lot of dark secrets inside of me, and to one time I just broke, and I couldn't take it no more. And then I found myself in a counseling and group and began to get all that stuff out of me.
Right.
And then once I was able to release that stuff, it helped me so bad. And church, I love church. Church has helped me. I'm telling you, church and God. I would never go to church, but there's the other side of the church. Because I sat in meetings with women of God. I sat in the church with women and pastors and stuff. And sat at a table just like now. And begin to tell them things that I went through as a child. And went through as growing up as a teenager. And then you got to come back to church and everybody looking at you strange. And then people preaching about it over the pulpit. And so then that made me shut down because that should not happen in a church.
Not in the church.
Honey, I will stand up in the church. Do you understand me? I am a called to be a prophet, and I will correct you. That is not what God is for. God came to restore.
Amen.
So if you are really about your Father's business, when I came in here, I was a form of restoration. God has put me from where I was at in my lowly state and placed me high for a reason. My humility is for His grace and mercy.
Amen.
So I'm going to walk in my purpose. I'm going to hold my head high. I don't care what I did.
All right.
Because the word of God says no matter what I did, Jesus came to die for my sins. And that I'm worthy. No matter if I feel like I'm worthy or not. He feels like I am. He loves me. He trusts me. And for that reason, I will continue to go out here and be about my Father's business. So if you go to for me over the pulpit, I will stand up and I will come for you as the prophet that God corrected me to be, because that is not your place. And you are playing with fire. You're going to get burned.
You remind me of me. You remind me of me when I was young. It's so sad. I told him, I said, yeah, you know it's wrong, right? I said, bring it on. I said, I will beat you, pastor, and your wife. I just got saved. I was from New York. I didn't have the sense. And I said, wait a minute. Yeah. So I said, no, don't come at me like that. But anyway, the devil will try to make you look like a fool in the church. I'm telling you. I will strap you. I'm telling you. Y'all look at everybody and say, Miss Aaron, oh, they look at me like, oh, it ain't nothing to you. Baby, yes, it was something to me.
It hurts emotionally.
Yeah.
But that's what the devil was shooting them darts for, remember?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm getting my armor on for.
Yeah.
Because when you shoot me, it didn't say that it wasn't going to pierce me, and it didn't say that it wasn't going to hurt.
That's
but
right.
guess what? I got this protective wear on for a reason. And I'm going to protect myself.
Amen.
And as I speak, when I'm speaking, that's the Holy Spirit speaking through me. So I ain't got to worry about the words that's coming, because they're not even my words.
That's right.
Amen.
That's
I'm
right.
just a vessel that's being used to speak what God sent me to speak.
Okay, let me just do this. Because they say, when I was young, we kept a lot of secrets, right?
Right.
And I remember when I was...
ready to head to break real quick. So I know we're going to finish discussing this when we come back. Thank you so much, Mrs. Aaron, for having us on the show.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
One remark before we go on break.
I just thank God for family, right? That's what we're all here for. This is a family reunion. The
Family.
secrets don't come out.
Family.
I love it.
I just want to say thank you for allowing us to be here so people can hear our voices, because our voices matter.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen. We just pray that God just continue to get the glory out of what we're doing here.
Yes.
Amen.
Let the spirit move. Let it move.
Amen. We'll be right back on. We're going on a commercial break, okay? God bless.